In the year of 1791, the famous Bill of Rights was crafted. Of the original 10 amendments, the Second Amendment is what I'm here to talk about today. The Second Amendment is arguably the most controversial amendment of all. The reason for this is that there is many variables in the Second Amendment. And when I say variables, I mean it is unclear. It is very difficult to see what is allowed and what is not allowed in the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So there you have the Second Amendment, but the problem here is it doesn't let you know what you can and cannot have. It just says, I have the right as a citizen to bear arms. The main situation arises when you have to compare what is considered a firearm safe for a normal civilian or citizen to use. In all technicalities, a small pistol is a firearm. On the other hand, an AK-47 is also a firearm. I think it's safe to say that most can agree that there's a big difference in the two, and the damage you can do with a fully automatic assault rifle versus a pistol is extravagant. If an individual in this country can get their hands on a powerful enough firearm, they can easily commit mass murder just by going into a venue and using that weapon. It appears that our society has advanced too much to take what is said in the Bill of Rights literally. We must use common sense and adapt to the time. It is very important to keep in mind that this was written in the 1700s. The guns they were using was muskets. Those could not cause massive murder. When they said right to bear arms, they were talking about the guns of their time. They had muskets. They couldn't fathom the damage that would be done from a modern day assault rifle. First of all, let's show a clip from a gun from the 1700s firing, and then a modern day assault rifle firing.
1, 2, 3, fire! Misfire. 3, fire! Fire! It's funny, isn't it? 3, fire! All right. All that work.
I'd say the differences are quite astronomical. Because of the fact that guns became so advanced over the past centuries, a good percent of the population are saying that the Second Amendment should be changed, and others are so far on the extreme that they believe it should be completely getting rid of. We have people protesting pro-guns and people protesting anti-guns. Although I don't believe the Second Amendment should stay how it is now, I do not believe it should be abolished. I believe certain weapons should not be allowed to be sold to the public. For example, heavy assault rifles should not be allowed to be accessed by the normal citizen because a permit is only able to check your background. It cannot check what an individual intends to do with that gun in the future. That is how people who do not deserve guns and do bad things with it end up with a deadly firearm anyway. If the United States were to highly restrict what type of weapons somebody can get, as well as being a lot more selective of who can get their hands on weapons, I suspect that gun-related crimes will go down exponentially. Without the sale of fully automatic weapons and the limiting of amount of people who will be obtaining guns, you are less likely to see mass murders because it will be a lot harder to do without being able to obtain those firearms. Some supporting evidence for this claim is on a graph from the Institution for Health Metrics and Evaluation by Matthew Zhang. On this graph titled How the U.S. Compares with the Lowest Rates of Violent Gun Deaths Worldwide, it states the United States is leading violent gun deaths by a considerable amount. We have Singapore with a 0.03, Japan with a 0.04, South Korea 0.05, China 0.06, Oman 0.06, United Kingdom 0.07, Iceland 0.07, Indonesia 0.1, and Germany 0.12. If we go right below Germany, we have a whopping jump from 0.12 to the United States having an entire 3.85. The country the United States was just being compared to has fairly stricter gun control laws, some stricter than others, but they're all a lot stricter than the United States. And you can see a direct correlation with our gun control laws and our performance on the chart. Some people on the opposing side of the argument like to say, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Although that fact is very true, although that statement is very true, that does not change the fact that 26,000 people in the year of 2015 were injured by a gun-related incident. On top of that, an additional 13,000 were killed that same year by gun-related incidents. So yes, I cannot disagree. These are people killing other people. However, if we restrict those people from having the weapons and tools to kill those other people, many lives would be saved. Mass shootings aren't going anywhere if we leave everything as it is. In 2018, there's already been 17 school shootings alone, and that is just this year alone. Numbers keep climbing, and this needs to stop. Innocent people continue to die every day, and this is all because people are too stubborn to change. As societies evolve, so should its laws. The Bill of Rights was made to satisfy the issues in 1791. That's why we have amendments on the Constitution to change for the time. There's too much violence that came through from this amendment, and things need to change. Whatever happens now is up to you. Thank you.